Finally, we got the gameplay for Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it was definitely amazing. In my previous video, I ranted a lot about this game. I complained about the parkour being too similar to Valhalla and whatnot. But now I feel like I spoke too much, and after watching the gameplay, I decided to do a complete breakdown of the gameplay walkthrough for Assassin's Creed Mirage. So let's start the video. As the gameplay starts, we get a closer look at the streets of Baghdad with the parkour montage, showing some of Basim's parkour abilities. This whole section, starting from the beginning to the point where Basim reaches the bureau, is a clear indicator that the streets will be dense, but they will be closely spaced, allowing the players to navigate the city without touching the ground. Because in the trailer, we never ever saw Basim lose momentum as he's navigating and escaping. This was one of the key features that made me love Assassin's Creed games in the first place, because of the movement and momentum in parkour. There's also a returning feature from Assassin's Creed Revelations, where we used to throw scaffolding on a group of guards chasing us. This feature is again making a return in Mirage, where we don't have the hook blade, but the result is the same. This thing not only provides a window to escape, but also adds a dynamic to the game by giving us an option to use environment as our advantage. Some returning things alongside the scaffolding is the corner swing, as it was shown in the gameplay trailer. Also, the boxes that used to be in the original Assassin's Creed games which allowed us to do parkour swiftly are back in this game. For this, I'm pretty excited as well. Another thing that I noticed was the jump animation. It's much more smoother as compared to Valhalla. Although this game was originally going to be a Valhalla DLC, but they turned it into a full-size standalone game, and they improved a lot of animations, including this jump animation that I recently mentioned. Moreover, the parkour of this game is quite improved as compared to Valhalla, and I'm looking forward for it. Now moving on to the bureau, which looks and even functions the same as AC1 bureaus, but with a minor change that now there will be contracts for us. This isn't the second Assassin's Creed game to feature bureaus, which are actually operating. In fact, Assassin's Creed Origins was the first game after AC1 to feature bureaus. They were of little to no use except that we could buy skill points for us. But now it looks like bureaus will have a prominent role in the story as well as gameplay, because in the gameplay walkthrough we saw that Basim has to submit his feather to the bureau so that his assassination is registered, just like the case was with Assassin's Creed 1, and it makes me quite excited for this feature. Some tools are making a return from some of the previously released Assassin's Creed games, like the blow dart from Assassin's Creed 4 is making a return, and we see it getting unlocked along with some other gadgets. Among these gadgets is the trip mine, similar to the one in Assassin's Creed Revelations, and it's not yet confirmed that whether there will be some sort of crafting in the game, but what we saw so far doesn't confirm any of this. But the trip mine from Assassin's Creed Revelations is back, along with smoke bombs, throwing knives, a medicine pouch, just like it was present in the original Assassin's Creed games. And finally the torch, which is present ever since Assassin's Creed Origins, which makes me believe that there will be some areas like caves for us to explore in the game, so the torch comes in handy there. There won't be any quests in the game, but instead they will be in the form of cases, as we can see in the gameplay. And just like AC1, after assassinating every major target, we have to return to the bureau to submit our kill. We also saw in the gameplay that we can fast forward time in this game, just like the RPG trilogy, but in a more stealthier way. Basim can pass time only when he sits on a bench, contrary to the previous RPG titles where we can perform this action almost anywhere and anytime. But for this game we have to sit properly to pass time. The assassination contracts are again making a return after a long time, and by the looks of it we can say that there will be some sort of skill tree in the game, because the rewards for completing one of the contracts was an ability point, which made me a bit skeptical about the game, considering that they said there won't be any RPG style gameplay, but let's see what happens in the future. Speaking of the RPG games, we are getting our own eagle by the name of Enkidu, but it won't be as significant as the other birds in the franchise. Enkidu looks much weaker and probably will only be used for scouting targets and nothing else, because Basim now has his own form of eagle vision, which is black and gold, symbolizing his Arabic origins, and it looks good too. The eagle vision looks like it's time-based, where it turns off automatically after a few seconds, and maybe there will be an option to upgrade its time limit. Now comes social stealth, which looks and functions much better than Valhalla's social stealth. A major difference is that in Valhalla we only used to blend with selective crowds and not with everyone, but Basim here blends with almost any group of civilians and also tells them to play along with him, a feature that made me appreciate the game even more. But then again, I thought maybe it was for this particular gameplay, but nothing is confirmed yet. Now, if we move towards the assassin focus ability, it looked a bit too mystical, but there's a logical explanation for that as well. Maybe Basim was so fast that the Animus was not able to keep up with his speed, and that's why we see Basim teleport from one target to another. Even the developer said that this ability is a showcase of Basim's amazing speed and agility. This ability will charge by doing stealth kills, and it reminds me of the Fear multi-takedown from Arkham games, which also function in the same way. This ability will encourage players to do stealth and will charge with every successive stealth kill. The assassinations in this game might be cinematic because here we see when Basim jumps, the camera angle turns into a cinematic one, making me believe that there will be an option to trigger such cinematic kills. Speaking of assassination, the animations look similar to Valhalla's, but are quite fast and smooth. Take this animation for example. Here Basim just appears out of nowhere and kills the target swiftly with a clean kill. Also, there will be high profile assassinations as well, like this one for example. But one thing which I wished we could have saw was Basim assassinating a target that was asleep, but they didn't show it, which made me a bit worried that maybe that weird slash animation from Assassin's Creed Valhalla is still present. That animation was weird and looked ridiculous. Chain assassinations function the same as Assassin's Creed Origins and Valhalla, but with a more smoother look, and enemies are killed in one blow as it was said way back when the game was announced. Now, if we move towards combat, the combat in this game took some form of inspiration from the Ezio trilogy, as there's an option to kill the enemy immediately after blocking or parrying an attack. We also saw there's an option to kick back, which confirms this kick animation which we saw in the gameplay trailer will not be in the form of an ability, but will be a whole button based, like an animation which we can trigger after blocking the attack of an enemy. Now, if we move towards some minor details that I spotted in the gameplay was looting chests, which will give us some resources or money to possibly buy new things or to dye our clothes, which we haven't saw yet, but it is confirmed to be in the game, as the people who watched the Ubisoft Forward livestream had the chance to get a green dye for the Basim's Initiate outfit, which is quite similar to AC Unity. Also, pickpocketing will return in this game, and it can be seen for a split second in the very end of the gameplay. Now, if I'm to talk about features that I think will be in the game is the dynamic beard growth. As shown in the story trailer, we see Basim in 3 completely different hairstyles. One is his ragged look when he was a thief, second is his normal look, and third is his bearded look with long hair and a dense beard, which makes me believe that there will be dynamic beard growth of some sort in the game. And even if there isn't any beard growth, then it's basically confirmed that we will have different hairstyles for Basim, which we can trigger anytime in the game, just like AC Origins. But let's see what the game has for us. Finally, in the end, let's talk about things that should have been shown in the gameplay. As we saw, a huge portion of stealth, parkour, and hidden ones was shown in the gameplay. We should have also saw the map of the game, the inventory menu if there is any, some shops, primarily the blacksmith and tailor shops, and some more interactions with the hidden ones. In this way, we would have got some more insight on the game. But nonetheless, the gameplay was everything that I needed from the game, and was everything that I expected. Regardless to say, I'm hyped for this game, but there's a little room for improvement in the area where Basim jumps from one beam to another, because I noticed a millisecond pause as he jumps. I hope they fix it because it's not that much of a deal for a company like Ubisoft. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys liked this video. It took me a lot of time to make this video, so I hope you guys show some support by liking this video. Also, feel free to show your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single comment, and I also try my best to reply to all of you. I'll see you guys in another interesting video. Till then, take care of yourself and bye.